Another Markle fail. Sure, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, made it back to the red carpet, but unfortunately, no one cared that she was there.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel.
As we reported in previous videos, Meghan Markle made a comeback to the red carpet last week at the Power of Women Gala. She was there with stars like Margot Robbie and Carey Mulligan and Leo DiCaprio. She was grinning ear to ear like a maniac, so excited to be among real A-listers. But unfortunately for the Duchess of Hypocrisy, the A-listers still want absolutely nothing to do with her. According to the Daily Mail, there is an old saying in Hollywood that you are only as good as your last hit. So what does this mean for Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Hypocrisy? Well, she made that Spotify podcast series Archetypes, which was such a flop that Spotify canceled the contract before it was even due to end. And then there was Meghan and Harry's docu-series titled Harry and Meghan on Netflix that did pretty well, but at the same time it has not translated into a successful career in Hollywood for Meghan. The show didn't win any awards, and Meghan has not gotten any offers since then. And then Archewell produced a couple of other series, one about world leaders called Live to Lead that was an absolute flop, and then a show about Harry's passion project, the Invictus Games, named Heart of Invictus, which again was a big flop because it was so incredibly dull. Other than that, Meghan and Harry got lampooned on South Park and Family Guy. But that's not exactly a sign of success in Hollywood, is it? That animated series that Meghan was supposed to create was canceled before it even got off the ground, and then after their Spotify deal was canceled, the Spotify executive referred to the two of them as grifters. So I wouldn't really say that Meghan has had a lot of hits this year in Hollywood. The Mail Online reports this all made Meghan's surprise appearance at Thursday's power-packed dinner the more meaningful. The Duchess beamed as she told how she was thrilled to be back home in LA, adding, "We have so many exciting things on the slate. I can't wait until we can announce them, but I'm just really proud of what we are creating. My husband is loving it too, which is really fun." Alright, so we've been hearing about that Meghan's on the cusp of something, she's on the brink of something for a long time now. We still have no idea what on earth they're talking about. I mean, it sounds to me like it's a bunch of made up BS, but I guess at this point we have no choice but to wait and see if they ever even come up with something. I'm pretty sure, though, what Meghan means by "I'm really proud of what we're creating" is "I'm really proud of what we're going to create, but we don't even know what that is yet." You see, Meghan is a big believer in something called manifesting. She believes that if she just says something, if she puts it out there in the media, then it's going to happen, even if it hasn't actually happened yet. So I would guess that when Meghan's talking about the content that they're creating, she's referring to the content that really only exists in their heads, but not even there to tell the truth. Every time Meghan is spotted at an event, we can be sure there is an ulterior motive, and this appearance at the Power of Women Gala is no exception. According to the Mail Online, it is, some believe, a calculated attempt to mute persistent rumors that Netflix is planning to quietly allow its $100 million deal with the Sussexes to lapse when their contract ends in 2025, which could signal a death knell to their Hollywood ambitions. Eric Schiffer is in charge of one of Hollywood's biggest crisis management firms, and he said, "It's clearly time for a relaunch of brand Sussex, and Meghan's solo appearance speaks volumes about the direction they are headed." He said, "The past year hasn't been great for them. It doesn't matter to studio executives if you are a duchess or a doorman. It's about the bottom line, and Archewell needs a hit badly." Schiffer went on to say, "There was a lot of sympathy for the Sussexes when they first arrived in the States, but they have squandered that goodwill. Americans don't like whingers. We like a can-do attitude, and that's what Meghan demonstrated last week. She hit that red carpet like the pro she is, and she worked the room. I'm convinced that this is about positioning her as an independent, powerful woman who exists in her own right, not just as someone who is famous for marrying a prince." And it's true, she was trying her best to work the room in any way she could. I mean, at one point when she was on the red carpet, there was even an assistant who told her that she needed to move along, because otherwise she was going to stay there the whole evening. It's important to remember that Meghan's favorite place to be is right in front of a camera lens. She puts on that rictus grin and she just goes to town. She is in her element. But the fact that Meghan was alone at the event does bring up the question of what about Harry? Well, according to the Mail Online, Schiffer believes Meghan's appearance was staged managed down to the smallest detail, and he said, "Professionally, she seems to be ditching Harry and going at it alone." It does seem like for once Meghan listened to the advice of her agents and her handlers. She was photographed with a couple of bigwigs in Hollywood, Janet Yang, the president of the Academy Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the organization that sponsors the Oscars, and also Perlina Igbokwe, who runs Universal Studios. So clearly she's trying to get in good with people who could offer her some work. But is it going to be enough? Well, an executive at a major Hollywood studio said, "The truth is that a lot of people think the couple have blown it. In Hollywood, Harry is viewed as someone stuck in the past and consumed by grudges. Meghan is still able to get a lot of attention, but the challenge for her now is about translating that attention into cold, hard cash." The source added, "It is very telling that the only big success they've had is when they trash Harry's family like they did in the Oprah interview, the Netflix series, and Harry's book. When they came to LA, there was a lot of excitement, but now the feeling is, what do they have left to sell?" Indeed. I mean, this analysis is spot on. It's not like Harry and Meghan have done anything to make people believe that they're actually capable of producing any interesting content. All they have been able to sell is dirt on Harry's family, and since Harry's family wants nothing to do with them and isn't speaking to them now, it's not like they can continue selling that. We've been saying for a while now that it is sink or swim time, but it looks like they're not swimming. It looks like they are continuing to sink even further. A big problem of Meghan and Harry's is also just that they're not very likable people. As the Mail Online reports, the Sussexes have been pilloried for their perceived hypocrisy in taking private jets while preaching ecotourism and calling for privacy while seemingly invading their own and that of the royal family in interviews. On Thursday night, Meghan was talking about what she referred to as upcoming projects, but we still have no idea what those upcoming projects are. I mean, at one point, she was promising that she was going to go into politics. We've heard rumors leaked by Meghan herself that she was on the brink of signing with big companies like Chanel and Dior, but then those stories were quickly debunked by the companies. Meghan has some kind of professional relationship with the online coffee brand Clever Blends, which is a company that she invested in back in 2020. But other than that, what exactly do she and Harry have going on? It seems like nothing. And according to Kinsey Schofield, an LA-based royal podcaster, Meghan really missed a great opportunity last week to announce the next stepping stone in her career. Kinsey said, "Meghan has always chased the spotlight that Harry resents. She wants to be a Hollywood power player. It seemed odd that she didn't use the gala to promote something significant. It made her appearance look like yet another frivolous photo op." I suspect the real reason that Meghan cannot announce anything specific that she's working on is because there isn't anything specific. She's just throwing a lot of stuff at the wall and hoping that something sticks. At the end of the day, I don't think she even cares what kind of work she is offered. She is just desperate to be offered some kind of work in Hollywood, whether it be as an actress or a producer, or even just shilling for expensive brands at this point would be good enough for Meghan. She's desperate. At this point, after so many failures in such a short period of time, Meghan simply doesn't have the privilege of being choosy about work. But clearly, she's trying to make some changes. She's lost a lot of weight lately, so she's looking, in my opinion, scary as all get out. But according to Mr. Schiffer, Meghan has a plan. Whatever your opinion of her, you have to admit she does look terrific. She's clearly thriving. But he added, maybe it's time for someone to ask Harry if he's okay too. And you, what do you think about Meghan's plans to return to Hollywood? Do you think she has any chance? Please let me know your opinion below in the comment section. If you enjoyed our video today, please don't hesitate to like and share with anyone else who would like it too. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.